So my name is Erina Nishimura. I'm from Japan, the town called Kanazawa, and I'm a biochemistry major at BYU Idaho. It's my second semester, and I have three other siblings, young sisters, and two parents in Japan. And then I came to US because I wanted to study English and chemistry, mostly in English, and then be able to learn a lot about my future and in the gospel. So that made me to come here.
Yeah.
Okay, so my hometown Kanazawa is a more traditional town. So there's castle, gardens, but at the same time there's it's being really city right now because there's a big change between about the transportation. So there's a train, the huge train express between Tokyo and Japan. Kanazawa. So many people come to my hometown. It used to be little. I don't know how to say. It's less people, but it's getting bigger.
Okay, cool.
And then it's really beautiful. I like it. And then in Tokyo, it's really city, and there's so many people, and there's so many skyscrapers. But mostly, there are a lot of mountains and a forest throughout Japan. I don't know many about many prefectures because I've never been to most of them. But I really like my hometown because it's city and at the same time it's really I feel Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, so the huge difference I think is the personality of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Japanese people are more like less active than American people, so they don't say about their minds or thoughts to others a lot. But American people say really frankly.
Yeah, maybe more like
really
blunt or bold or
Yeah,
okay.
And then there's active. More than Japanese people, I think.
Yeah. Would you say that Americans are more rude, or
sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think because here I see many Mormon people, so they have a common sense, but I don't know. I went to California last summer. This summer, and then the people were different than Mormon people, so I can't say in one word, but I think that's the most.
Yeah, from your experience here so far. That's so interesting. That's funny. That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember my biggest thing that I thought the toilets in Japan were
really?
cool.
Yeah.
I thought the toilets were so cool in Japan. Like they make sounds and move on their own and heat up. That's so cool to me.
That's cool too. So I take an American Foundation class this semester, and then I've learned about American politics. And then my first impression is a little bit similar because we take democracy, representatives, and then there's the separation of power in Japan too.
Oh, great!
So the system is similar, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have president, so we have the head person, but he's not president, and then we don't vote for president directly, but we vote for parties.
Oh, interesting.
And then the leader of the party will be the leader
of the country.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's a little different. We don't have elections.
Okay, so you just vote for the political party, and then the president of that party, or okay, that's interesting. So are you happy with that? Do you like it, or?
I haven't voted for anything, but I think it depends. I think.
Yeah.
Because for president, I think one person can't take all responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
But if the party has a certain responsibility, it will be easier to consider a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
But if one president has all responsibility to consider, it will be harder, and we can't choose between two right now, like in America today.
Yeah.
It seems really hard to choose between two.
Seriously, yeah. Right now, it's huge. Like
because
our
we
candidates
kind of like have more options
mm-hmm.
parties.
That's cool. That's so interesting. See, I'm happy I learned that. Yeah. So it seems like you guys as well have separation of powers and checks on power and stuff. Yeah. So that's really cool. That's great.
So I think the biggest one is the raising tax. So America each state has different taxes, but we have one tax, like the same rate of the tax. And then right now it's 8, I think.
8%. Okay.
And it's pretty big portion because we have to pay a lot for anything. And then the government says it's gonna be 10% in the future someday. Wow. And then people complain a lot. And it used to be 3%, and then I mostly experienced 5% because that's the time where, like, when I grew up. But it became 8% last year or something.
Oh wow!
So it's
So people are a little upset about that, maybe. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think there's also the problem about army because we don't have an army, but some people claim that we should protect ourselves. But government doesn't agree.
Yeah. Let's have the lights. Let me grab the light quick. Okay, there we go. So, sorry, you're saying that the taxes and then the army. Yeah, that is interesting because I know that there's a treaty between the U.S. and Japan.
Yeah,
so U.S.'s army is there, and I think there's issues about some islands between Japan and China too. So maybe that's why you guys are like, I need to have your own. Yeah, that's interesting. So thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. I think Japanese people are really polite, and then the same to the politicians. Yeah. So they're really polite, and then I think that's the most
thing that you're happy, like you're proud to. Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, I would be proud to be Japanese if I were Japanese. I mean, you have a great country, so that's something you take pride in, is that your people and your country are polite and kind. That's awesome.
There's of course corruptions, but I think that happens in every country. So, but I think every time I see, I've never met the people from like politics, but I like my first impression. They're trying to be polite to people, and then they're doing their best. So I think that's
That's so cool. Seriously, that's one thing I noticed as well when I lived in Japan. I remember just thinking that everyone was very polite and very, it's just in public being very polite. People waiting in straight lines to get on the trains. People, not just littering trash. Like I thought it was very impressive. So I'm happy that you think you take pride in that as well. That's great. Okay.
日本の政治に興味を持ってくれてありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。So thank you for agreeing to do yoga with me today. This is going to be a really simple or easy, like 10-minute yoga for relaxation and de-stressing. So thank you. First we're going to start into child's pose. So just preach and just focus on your breath. And with every inhale positivity, and every exhale, release your stresses and any problems you